Some things in this world are better left unsaid. For the history of humanity, great kingdoms and rulers have fallen from grace just because of the sharing of a single word. In this video today, we will talk about 10 things that Stoics advised not to share and to keep secret. Before we start this video, I kindly ask you to hit the like button, and if you are not subscribed, then to please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications by hitting the bell. If you do these things, you are helping me further spread the Stoic word. Number 1. Your wealth and possessions. The Stoics advise avoiding excessive discussion of your own wealth and possessions. As Marcus Aurelius stated, "Do not value or desire material possessions, for the wise man dwelleth on wisdom, not on gold." Luxuries and wealth may vanish instantly due to market swings, disasters, theft, etc. So, remain detached rather than becoming reliant on material things for your happiness. Be ready to lose riches with equanimity if fate so dictates. Also resist the urge to boast about your valuable belongings. This breeds envy in others and contributes to dissatisfaction through society as people obsess over riches. Rather, be content with simple necessities instead of an endless accumulation of extravagances. Focus on cultivating your character and intellect over inflating your lifestyle. If you are blessed with surplus wealth, share the abundance to benefit those in true need, rather than hoarding more than you require. Using riches ethically demonstrates wisdom and compassion. Possessions only provide fleeting pleasure that soon fades, but developing inner virtues generates authentic, lasting contentment, independent of external conditions. Keep discussions focused on enriching minds and lives over flaunting materials. The wise tend to understate their wealth and highlight better uses for it. They understand that fulfillment comes from within and helping others, not mere things. Follow their example in avoiding excessive discussion of possessions. Number 2. Other people's faults and shortcomings. The Stoics caution against excessive discussion of other people's faults and shortcomings. As Marcus Aurelius advised, confine yourself to the present day. Dwelling on others' flaws and misdeeds is ultimately unproductive. We are all imperfect and make mistakes on the journey of life. No one achieves virtue instantly. Rather than harsh condemnations, have empathy for why people sometimes act unskillfully or harmfully. Often it is due to past trauma, fear, or manipulated misinformation. With compassion we remember, "There but for the grace of God go I." Focus your energy on working diligently to cultivate wisdom, ethics, and excellence in your own life. Lead by example. Actions speak louder than complaints about external things you cannot control. When people do act wrongly, respond with patience and rational persuasion, not reactive anger. We exist to support one another in growth and learning at every stage. Stoics understand our shared human fallibility. Judging or insulting others mainly highlights your own arrogance. It disregards how you likely appear just as flawed from their perspective. Stay humble. Of course, enlightened discussion of ethics and ways we can each improve is appropriate among peers, but gossip that exaggerated flaws without context breeds negative feelings all around. Avoid it. Number 3. Your ambitious plans and desires. The Stoics caution against boasting of your ambitious plans and desires. As Epictetus advised, "Do not indulge in dreams of having what you have not, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess and then thankfully remember how you would crave for them if they were not yours." It is best to keep private any lofty goals or hopes until you have manifested them through disciplined effort. Avoid feeding pride by constantly discussing future aims that may not come to pass. Allow your actions and completed works to speak for themselves. Desire first and foremost to cultivate virtue, wisdom, compassion, and inner excellence. Do not crave external rewards like fame, status, or wealth as ends unto themselves. Joy comes from living rightly, not applause. Stay fully present and grateful for the gifts already available in your life right now. Perform humble duties with care and vigor. A good life is made of small moral steps more than distant glory. Of course, share plans and offer mutual encouragement to trusted loved ones who support your growth and hold you accountable. But resist the wider temptation of vanity. Promising too much courts disappointment for yourself and others. Keep your focus on developing character, contributing good works, and helping others. If acclaim or possessions also come, let it arrive unbidden as natural result of your principles. Do not grasp for more than you need. Number 4. Physical pleasures. The Stoics advise keeping discussions of physical pleasures and indulgences to a minimum. As Epictetus stated, limit your enjoyment of bodily pleasures so you never depend on them. Excessive discussion of appetites for food, sex, leisure, and other sensual gratifications magnifies these transient desires. But the wise remain detached from momentary pleasures, like passing clouds, rather than becoming enthralled by them. Cultivate moderation and self-discipline in partaking of any lawful sensual enjoyments. Do not let them seduce you into loss of reason or self-control. Enjoy such pleasures serenely in proper measure, then carry on with purpose. Instead, devote your vital energy toward developing virtues like wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. These bring authentic happiness, independent of external conditions, not fleeting pleasures that tempt like siren songs. Seek always to master your desires rather than become enslaved to them through lack of restraint. Control passions. Do not let them dictate your thoughts and actions. Maintain reason's sovereignty. Of course, there are times for lighthearted fun with loved ones, but remain focused overall on higher goals and conduct. Do not trade enduring fulfillment for momentary delights that fade like mist in sunlight. Aim in your speech to inspire others also to live rational why, ethical why, and purposefully. Elevate discourse above base appetites to rich exchanges of wisdom and meaning. Number 5. Hardships you face. The Stoics advise against excessive discussion of the hardships and struggles you face. As Marcus Aurelius stated, the art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. Difficulties are inevitable. Face them with poise and fortitude, not constant venting. When hardship arises, avoid fruitless complaining or lamenting to all who will listen. This often breeds an exaggerated negativity that infects your own mind and those who indulge it. Keep difficulties in perspective. Meet trials and pains as opportunities to demonstrate and strengthen virtues like courage, justice, patience, and wisdom. Overcoming challenges builds character and leadership. Face adversity with poise and dignity. Do not broadcast details of your struggles needlessly to others. Maintain composure and handle difficulties rationally without requiring consolation. Of course, ask close confidants for support if truly needed. Growth emerges from properly digesting hard lessons. Reflect on each challenge to internalize what it reveals about life and yourself. Persevere mindful why through the darkest nights to witness the coming dawn. Do not be deterred. With practice, you remain steady through life's ups and downs, neither inflated by praise nor deflated by blame. You become the eye of the hurricane, centered within while storms swirl outside. Face hardships philosophically to grow. Number 6. Your achievements and honors. The Stoics caution against boasting excessively of your own achievements and honors. As Seneca stated, true joy is a victory, not a truce. Stay humble even amidst great accomplishments. Avoid arrogance or pride in your talents and successes. Attribute them partly to assistance from others, good fortune, and blessings of nature rather than your superiority alone. No one achieves in isolation. Pay any prosperity forward. Use your accomplishments as opportunities to lift up your community and make life better for others, not glorify yourself. Fame and wealth may come, but pursue excellence for its own merits, not for status. See external validation as reason for greater responsibility rather than greater pride. Achievements come with obligations to keep using your gifts wisely. Remain a humble student on the path of mastery. Do not rest on your laurels or be content repeating past glories. Keep improving and surpassing yourself rather than clinging to stale accomplishments. Yesterday's victories mean nothing if not built upon. Of course, celebrate progress and allow yourself satisfaction, but avoid obsessing over credentials and trophies. True joy comes from right action, not acclaim. Stay focused on cultivating virtue and serving humanity before all else. Number 7. Gossip and rumors. The Stoics strongly caution against careless gossiping and spreading of rumors. As Marcus Aurelius advised, resist your tongue's urge to spread tales. Idle talk about others distracts from purpose. Avoid dwelling on petty commentary and speculation regarding people's lives. Do not give this sonic junk food more space to spread. If a topic does not uplift or truly instruct, it is best not discussed at length. Consider carefully the source, content, and effect of your speech before vocalizing thoughts to others. Are your words positive, useful, and responsible? Ask more than, is it true? But is it good? Guide conversations to meaningful subjects like ethics, nature, learning, and ways to contribute value in the world. Inspire excellence in those around you. Do not feed negative patterns endlessly rehashing faults. Of course, discuss concerns and even faults to improve your community transparently when necessary. But without needless details added to savor scandal, speak with nuance, context, compassion. Idle gossip breeds distraction from purpose and discontent from exaggerating flaws without remedy. The more we dwell on shadows, the darker life seems. Guide your tongue as well as ear toward wisdom. The dignity of humanity warrants care in how we relate. Elevate your exchanges. Do not wallow in matters unbecoming our shared divinity. Right speech uplifts all. Number 8. The unfairness of fate. The Stoics advise against excessive lamenting over the seeming unfairness of life's circumstances. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Sometimes events do not unfold according to hopes and timing, but dwelling on injustice beyond your control simply breeds more distress. Accept external conditions, you cannot dictate reality. Do not squander energy endlessly complaining over hardships or misfortunes that cannot now be changed. The past is cement. Direct your strength instead to responding with wisdom and virtue. When faced with trials, look for opportunities to demonstrate principles of courage, justice, temperance, and transcendent purpose. Take right action to improve things within your power. Accept the rest. With practice, you remain unperturbed by ups and downs beyond your influence, neither dwelling on bad luck nor taking good fortune. Personally, you flow with events appropriately as they come. Of course, endeavor to remedy injustices, but without resentment over what cannot be altered. In difficulty, search for meaning and growth, not just causes to blame. Suffering is part of life. How you respond defines you. Do not burden others by fixating on unfairness. Lead by facing what comes with poise, good cheer, and determination to shine light. Your conduct can inspire. Number 9. Death and morality. The Stoics advise against constant anxious discussion of death and mortality. As Seneca stated, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Death hovering nearby gives life focus. Keep priorities straight." While death's inevitability should instill perspective on using time diligently for good, obsessing over it breeds morbid fear that distracts from purpose. Accept death's uncertainty calmly. It cannot be escaped. Live each day to the fullest as if it were your last. Do not procrastinate expressions of love, amends, adventures, creative joys. Perceive time as precious and fleeting. Make the absolute most of the moments you are given. Be ready to depart graceful when death arrives, with your affairs in order, relationships mended, and potential fulfilled. Do not cling to life when your season has passed. Go to meet the unknown in peace. Of course, take reasonable health precautions and avoid unnecessary dangers. But do not become defined by evading mortality. Creating meaning is found by courageously embracing life, not hiding from death. Remember, death gives context to frame what matters most here and now. Keep priorities straight by measuring choices in light of time's scarcity. Invest this transient existence well. Do not trouble others with constant gloomy talk of mortality. Enjoy fellowship and service with good cheer, come what may. A long life brings the gift of more generosity. Number 10. The future. The Stoics caution against excessive discussion and worrying about the uncertain future. As Marcus Aurelius stated, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if thou wilt ever dig." It is natural to think ahead and make reasonable plans, but fixating on controlling future outcomes only breeds anxiety, since what will happen is ultimately beyond your control. Instead, keep your mind focused on fully living each day with purpose, wisdom, and service. The present moment is the only time truly within your power. Make use of now. Of course, learn from the past and prepare prudently for possibilities ahead, but do not lose yourself in reminiscing or daydreaming at the expense of acting on present duties. Keep perspective. When you catch your mind wandering to future what-ifs, gently return focus to the current task or interaction. Progress requires meeting each minute mindful why as it comes. This builds a life of meaning that flows well. Trust that by aligning your character and conduct with timeless virtue, you are prepared to meet whatever the future holds. Have equipoise facing uncertainty. Stay centered in each moment. Do not trouble others with excessive worrying over hypotheticals. Inspire those around you with calm presence and reason focused on today's potential. We share now. If you are listening to this, thank you for staying till the end. If you feel any of these Stoic lessons resonated with you today, feel free to start a Stoic discussion in the comments. I welcome Stoic discussions as they are what the great Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca advised for. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, and if you want more content like this, subscribe and hit the bell. Thank you for watching, and as always, I hope you find peace and serenity in the Stoic ways.